Hey guys, welcome back. What's up guys? This is the fit. It's super cute and I am going to speak a little bit about self-confidence and expressing yourself. Earlier I came across an amazing video. Her content is just phenomenal, and this one video I watched by her, it was so eye-opening. But she was just talking about self-expression and how basically when you're too scared to be seen and you choose not to either dress how you want, talk how you want, live your life how you want to, show up in the world like how you want to, you are holding other people back from doing the same. So in the sense that through expressing yourself, you will not only inspire others to do the same, in the principle that if you want to be seen, it automatically means intrinsically that somewhere in the world people want to see you. In addition to this, it also stops the process of people being triggered by you, people being triggered by you stepping into your power, your confidence, and without them being triggered, they will never grow.
And so that just really woke me up this morning. I was like, that's insane. I've never looked at it that way before. So that's just like a quick tidbit. Like basically, if you are always so scared, you have a lot of anxiety around just speaking your truth or doing whatever it is in the realm of self-expression, which is limitless, you know, and you're worried about what other people will think of you. You're worried about jealousy, envy, rejection.
Just dealing with judgment from others. So it's a hard thing to face, and like we all face it. Like I would say expressing yourself is one of the most powerful ways to be vulnerable, because you're allowing yourself to rawly exist from your authentic center, from your heart. And it's scary sometimes, and it's painful when you are vulnerable with yourself and with others, and the first thing they do is judge you. But I will say, there are times, you know, when you might judge someone, but deep down, there's something about them that you want. Like, there's something about them that you're kind of jealous of. So you might turn to judgment as a way to deal with these feelings, because your ego doesn't want to chill out. So you turn to jealousy and envy, and I totally get it. There are people totally who I've looked at before and I'm like, ugh, they're so extra. Like, why do they have to wear that? Why do they have to have that fancy car? Like, they're so materialistic. But then deep down, that's what I want. And I'm not really that way anymore, because I've come to terms, like, I would say with my desires more, still working through it. But I would say as a whole, I tend to not judge people as much as I used to, and as people close to me have. I'm not perfect. We all judge. But it's kind of like, if you're always going to be judging people, then you're also probably going to think people are judging you. So it's just kind of like a game. Like when you're out in public and you see someone, kind of challenge yourself. Instead of, if you usually judge someone and if your first reaction is to point out and nitpick their outfit or something they're saying or doing, try and flip it, you know? Like, for example, how on the other opposite side of anxiety is excitement. Maybe if you are first, you know, antagonizing, picking out something about their outfit, maybe say something positive about it. You know, if you're feeling jealousy, find the opposite, you know, thing of jealousy and turn to that instead. It's so true that older people, many elders have said that younger generations, or I should say younger ages, tend to hyperfixate on the fear of being perceived and judged. And then when you're older, you realize all along everybody collectively was turning inward and fearing that as well. So we're all kind of worried and insecure in that way sometimes, and it's very normal. And another aspect, biologically, I'm sure there's some reason why we can be socially awkward or insecure. Anyway, back to judgment. Like, once again, if people are gonna judge you, they are definitely projecting. They're definitely just too scared to do what you're doing, to wear what you're wearing, to say what you're saying. And also the quote holds so true. People can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. So maybe if somebody is really, really mean to themselves, they're gonna be mean to you too. You can't expect someone who bullies themselves to not bully you. You know what I mean? That's also why I'm careful with who I'm friends with, and why I really prioritize friends who are very confident in themselves, because I know that they will not project insecurities onto me. But yeah, I would say, on a lighter scale, as someone who has been bullied before and still is sometimes, but less, a lot less. I would say I'm more confident now. I like myself more. I think that I'm attractive, where I used to feel really, really insecure and super duper shy. And you know, I'm still working through that. There'll be times when my social anxiety will be bad and I'll be around a group of people and I won't know what to say. And I'll try to think that like I have to mold myself, you know, into like a perfect version that they'll think is acceptable or funny. I won't know what to say. As I've kind of learned, like if I feel that way around someone, they're probably not aligned with me. Sometimes I might be overthinking it and I'll give it a chance, but all in all, if I have a feeling like I have to morph myself into somebody else to appease someone who I'm first meeting or a group of people, then it's usually a no-go for me, because I am not in that energy anymore. You're in your head too much and you're just thinking, like you're analyzing, like, okay, they said that, okay, what can I say that'll make them laugh? You know, like what can I say that'll make them think that I'm cool, that I'm like part of the group now? Like people should be warm and like welcoming to you, and like you shouldn't have to be a perfect cookie cutter form of like a person to be in on, you know, something like that. I think a lot of times in big groups too, it's really where people's insecurities and wounds will come to surface, because if you, for example, are at a party and you start getting on like your philosophical shit, or maybe you butt in a conversation and somebody across the room opposes your viewpoint, or I've had that happen before, it's really weird. Or maybe somebody's under the influence and they just start projecting all this shit. Maybe at first they're really nice to you, and then like when they get tipsy, that's when all this weird stuff comes out. Like that's how you know. That's how you know, like, no, not gonna have that in my life. I really do believe that like when we're under the influence, our inhibitions are, you know, not as strong, and we kind of are more real in a way. Like we're kind of revealing who we are sometimes. So just pay attention. If somebody is kind of tipsy and they're saying things that are mean and really weird, I would distance myself from that. It's also in the sense that like not taking anything personally. This is from the second agreement from the 4 agreements, and it's really to not take anything personally, because you're literally she laughed. You're literally drinking poison, somebody else's poison. If somebody says something that is mean to you and you allow that to affect you emotionally on an emotional level, psychological level, and you feel bad, it's because not only because a little part of you or a big part of you believes that some or all of what they said is true, you're also basically putting their, what do I want to call this? Their Nancy. It's good to name like the kind of little gremlin that we all have in our minds that puts us down. So you're up leveling their little gremlin Nancy in their mind when you are opening yourself up to their projected false criticism slash bullying slash disrespect. And an energetic level too, we all have our own bubble. We all have our own bubble, and we are all in our own world. When someone thinks that they know your inner world better than you do, the one who is experiencing it, who has your entire life, you know yourself better than anyone else, you know your mind, you know everything you've been through better than anyone else, they think, no, actually, I do. My gremlin Nancy knows your inner world better, and I'm gonna stomp all over you. And I'm gonna criticize you, and I'm gonna nitpick, and I'm gonna project onto you. It really is that stonewall energy of like, No. Okay, you think I look this way? You think I'm this? You think I'm that? Okay, cool. And move on, because you know yourself best. If there's two fruits, you love kiwis, for example, and then someone comes in and they're like, kiwis are the most disgusting fruit ever. You wouldn't be like, oh, I love kiwis. No, you would be like, okay, cool, like, I like kiwis, but it's fine if you don't like them. You're not gonna feel offended, you're not gonna cry about it. You have to have that same level of nonchalance and emotional strength to just, okay, this person is projecting. They don't know me that well, and if they do know me well and they're still making that comment, still, they're projecting, and it's coming from a place of pain and not love at the end of the day. That's my tidbit on that. Getting back to confidence. When people are judging you, it's just coming from a place of pain. Maybe they're jealous, maybe they're envious. Honestly, that's too bad, because it sucks. I saw a post today that said the patriarchy is down on women and is so strong in suppressing women's desires that they show up in the forms of envy and jealousy. Instead of like, a woman embracing her desires and being like, you know, I want this and this and this, and getting excited about it, they see another woman have it and turn to jealousy, instead of embracing that fruitful happiness for her and also realizing that they can also achieve that for themselves. We as women have been programmed to suppress it. Again, jealousy and envy, at the end of the day, it's okay if you experience that. I definitely have in my life. It really, underneath that, is just inspiration, excitement, and desire. You can transform the paradigm into something positive. Once again, you stepping into yourself authentically and choosing each and every day to be more authentic, to maybe not laugh at a joke that you don't think is funny, to not bend over backwards every single day for someone, or to filter out the negative comments and voices of people who are preying on your downfall, and to befriend people who support you instead. And if you don't have anyone like that, or you don't feel like you do, then you have to be your number one supporter, and you have to build a strong foundation within yourself. And know that the more and more that you express yourself, the more and more you will probably trigger people and trigger the insecurities within others that will make them project onto you in the forms of bullying and all types of stuff. You will call in your tribe, you will call in your, divinely aligned group of supporters who love you and who are praying for your uprise, and who want to be there for you, and who love watching your content, or who love listening to you, or who love seeing what you're doing. You will inspire people from all walks of life, stepping into your power and expressing yourself. Knowing that is so powerful, and especially knowing, once again, triggering the inner critic within people through expressing yourself in order for them to realize what they need to heal within themselves. Because if you choose to stay quiet, those people would never get triggered and they would never grow. Understanding, yeah, it is hard, like triggering someone, and it may cause you pain, and you might be avoiding speaking your truth because you're either scared of how they'll react to you, or you're scared of what they'll say or do. But ultimately, their emotional reaction is their own business, and like I said, we have our own ecosystem bubble. It's not your job to regulate another person's emotions and to spoon feed them and coddle them and walk on eggshells. Like, be respectful, but speak your truth. Okay. On that note, let's get to bed. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. Also, fun fact about me, I have really started embracing what I like to wear and accessorizing, and kind of stepping out of my comfort zone when it comes to what I wear and do, and just giving myself more grace. Like, as you can see, my eyeliner is not by any means perfect, but it's good enough for me. And I guess having grace with myself and just having, like, let me sit down. One last thing is, like, for me, wearing clothes that make me feel confident and getting up every day and just like doing my makeup makes me feel confident. Like, it just does. So you know, if you're in the process of expressing yourself and like being vulnerable and like doing all this stuff, like just start doing things that make you feel confident already. It's no different than like our bedroom, for example, which mine's a little messy, so please ignore that, but usually it's really organized and clean, you know, and the mood and the vibes are vibing. So it's kind of like, it's my safe haven. And so for you, like when you're out in public, like you need to make yourself feel like your own safe haven in whatever way that is. And the more the confident, the better. We live in a simulation, like we literally live on a rock in like a ginormous universe with tons of galaxies, tons of planets, tons of probably humans and other creatures like us, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's no reason for you to be playing small, especially when your life is so minuscule and huge at the same time. Like,